was surreal, obviously. um, I just said to myself, I think I said out loud, said, I think I was shot. It didn't hurt as bad as I thought getting shot would hurt. I mean, it felt like somebody hit me in the side with a baseball bat, don't get me wrong, and it was probably the adrenaline and the shock, but it wasn't like excruciatingly painful. I don't know if you want to hear the story of
We
would love to hear the story. Yes.
From beginning to.
Well, I was coming, the Route 75, as it's going inbound, which means towards Seattle, towards downtown, 125th turns into Sandpoint Way at the north end of Sandpoint Way, came around the corner, and the first bus zone is at, I think it's 123rd. And as I'm approaching the bus zone, I saw somebody who looked like they were running for the bus stop. A guy was running. And he tripped and fell and just face planted the pavement. And I just thought, oh no, the guy's probably hurt. I'm probably going to have to call, he's probably going to need medical attention. He hit the ground hard. And so I kind of stopped a little bit. I saw him roll over onto his back, and his arm was out to the side, and I'm like, is that a gun in his hand? And it looked like he had a Glock in his hand. I thought, what's going on here? He stood up, and this is the surreal part. He stood up and, like very calmly, he stood up. He got into, I know a little bit about shooting. He got into like a weaver stance, a shooting stance, and very calmly like took aim. And then I heard the report of the gun and saw the glass come through the windshield and felt the bullet hit me. That's when I said to myself, I think I said out loud, I think I've been shot. So I went down to the side so I'd be below the level of the windshield. And the only real cover that I had was in those buses, there's a fare box. Well, the fare box is a big hunk of metal and there's change and stuff in there. So I figured that's my best chance of, being able to stop a bullet if he keeps shooting. So I got down and I did like a 2-second assessment. I'm like, okay, I can breathe. I can move my fingers and toes. I can see. I can think, and I can talk because I said some stuff out loud. I'm like, okay, that's good enough. We're getting out of here. So I hit the EA button in those buses. There's an emergency alert button. Excuse me. I hit the EA button with my foot, put the coach into reverse, and started backing up and thought, I hope nobody's behind me. I hope there are no cars behind me because I'm probably going to run into them. And I just started backing up until I could see out the driver door, or not the door that the passengers board, the front door. I could see the side street, 123rd. While this is happening, the coordinator, whenever you hit the EA button, the coordinator calls you right away. And I'm putting pressure on my chest with my right hand, trying to drive with my left hand, and I'm like, now I have to pick up the handset and talk to the coordinator. So I picked up the handset, and I just really quickly said 3 times, I've been shot, I've been shot, I've been shot. Dropped the handset, went back to steering the coach. I got to where I could see 123rd, put it in drive, and started going down 123rd. Because I just want to get myself and my passengers as far away from this guy as possible. Well, it's a narrow street, and I didn't clear the first car. So I had to put it in reverse again. And this is the only time from beginning to end that I felt panicky. I could not get the coach to go into reverse. Because it's not just like putting your car in reverse. You have to jam your foot on the brake, put it in neutral, and then put it in reverse. It's a safety thing. So after like the 4th try, I got it in reverse, cleared the car, and then we headed down to 35th. I turned north on 35th, and then I turned westbound on 125th, and I pulled into the bus zone at 32nd and 125th. And secured the coach, set the parking brake, and that's when I asked one of my passengers to let me out of the seat belt because I didn't want to take pressure off my where I got shot. So she let me out of the seatbelt and I sat down, and that's when I started thinking, okay, what needs to happen now for me?
Are you always this calm?
You'd have to ask my wife that question. I've always been a person who I think through things. I'm one of those people when you get on the ferry boat or you get on the airplane, I read the safety card, you know?